You think you're just wasting time on your phone, but the truth is darker. Much darker. You're not just a consumer, you're the product, and your mind is being sold to the highest bidder. Every time you scroll, every time you click, you're feeding a machine that's been engineered to break you. And the people who built it, they don't even let their own kids use it. Bill Gates wouldn't let his kids use smartphones until they were 14. Steve Jobs, the guy who gave the iPad to the world, kept it out of his home. Silicon Valley elites sent their kids to the schools with no screens. Why? Because they know exactly what they created. And this is not just social media, it's not just entertainment. This is a war on your attention, your emotions, your identity. The average person starts comparing themselves to others. Within seconds they open TikTok or Instagram. Perfect bodies, perfect lifestyles, perfect relationships. But most of those are fake and not true. But your brain doesn't really know the difference. It keeps whispering to you, you're not enough. You should buy the next thing, buy the next product, spend your money on this. And in the quiet moments when you're feeling either bored, sad, you open one of the easiest escapes. Video games, adult content, drinking, smoking, or something even worse. And soon what was a simple curiosity or interest or entertainment or hobby becomes a secret addiction. You don't want it, but it feels better than facing your own life. And let me tell you, this isn't random. This is a design. Imagine going to war against 1,000 people. You alone by yourself. 1,000 people against you. Sounds pretty insane, right? I know it sounds sexy or interesting or cool if you watch John Wick or if you recall the scene from Game of Thrones when Jon Snow wanted to fight the whole army by himself. It sounds cool, but it's not really realistic. There's absolutely zero chance you're gonna win against 1,000 people. So the same thing is here. You're outnumbered and outgunned by an industry that spent billions engineering your addiction. When you're trying to fight the systems, the algorithm that keep you trapped, just realize that you're fighting against the experts and the best in their field. You're fighting against the best designers, marketers, advertisers, engineers, which have built these platforms and products to keep your attention, to keep you scrolling, and to keep you using their product. On top of that, you face the most attention-grabbing creators, like kids dancing on TikTok or some trash content. Imagine fighting all of those people by yourself, one against the millions or thousands. Sounds pretty insane and impossible. So understand the currency nowadays is attention, and people will do anything to get more of it. So that leads to a simple logical conclusion. If you're addicted to your phone, to screen time, to watching stuff online, just realize that blaming yourself has to be the last thing that you do. Try to have some empathy for yourself and empathy for a human brain. Understand the nature of yourself. You are but a simple human being. You're not built like a robot. You don't have some limits in your brain or some trackers activated or some chip installed in your brain. You cannot really control all of those things, which were designed by thousands of people who are the best in the industry. You simply didn't have enough time to biologically evolve into this type of mindset or into this type of behavioral changes. Human brain hasn't evolved that much. The modern human being that you know of has appeared around 40,000 years ago. So for 40,000 years, we are more or less the same. Now compare the technological breakthroughs that we had. It's exponential. It's out of this world. So have some understanding that this is probably not because you suck or you're a loser or you're lazy or you're a procrastinator. You're not weak, you're human, and you're up against one of the biggest armies in the world. Corporations that profit from keeping you hooked. Realizing this is not really about excuses. It's just about understanding the situation or understanding the battlefield. You have literally no chances in winning this technological warfare. If you think that you're gonna outplay the algorithm or outsmart the biggest corporations in the world, you're wrong. Only when you see the system for what it is, and only when you understand your own limitations, can you begin to reclaim control. Escape mechanism. Your phone is the most powerful escape mechanism that has ever been designed, and it's scientifically engineered to be irreversible. Psychologists call this a hedonic principle. We want to avoid discomfort, we want to avoid pain, and we're drawn to quick relief and pleasure. And I'm sure you can relate when you're about to do something difficult, something challenging. Just when it's about to get a bit boring or difficult, your brain starts looking for an escape. And that escape, for example, back in the days used to be smoking a cigarette or going for a walk or chit-chatting with people. But now that escape is social media, it's your phone. And here's the kicker. Tech companies have literally hired behavioral scientists and neuroscientists to design apps that capitalize on that instinct. Former design ethicist has revealed that many of the most addictive app features, like infinite scrolling or just pulling to refresh or push notifications, they're designed after casino slot machines, built to give you small rewards every now and then. And that's gonna create habit-forming behavior. This is the same psychological loop that drives gambling addiction. On top of that dopamine loop, every like, every comment, every notification gratification gives your brain a dopamine spike or releases dopamine. And so a 2020 study from the University of California found that even brief social media use can light up the brain's reward pathways in the same way as drugs and sugar do. And so understand that to some extent it is only natural that as a human being, when you face difficult challenges or when you're facing boredom, you will look for exit routes or escape mechanisms. So can you take responsibility? Of course, yes. But number one step is to stop blaming yourself. Number three, realize that you're a product. You're not a consumer, you're a product. Your time, your clicks, your focus, everything that you do there is studied and sold to companies. According to a former Facebook VP, the platform was designed to exploit vulnerability in a human psychology. He later responded or admitted that he felt a tremendous guilt for building systems that are destroying how society works. And so what is the solution? If I'm telling you that this is a war where you practically cannot win, do I think that everything is lost? Do I think that this is as negative as it sounds to be? I mean, surely if you cannot win, then what's the point of even trying? Well, not quite. Number one solution from my observation would be to develop an empathy for yourself and understand that you are just merely a human being. You are not a robot. You don't have thousands of engineers and different brains working here and telling you what to do and telling you how to act and setting limits for your social media usage or screen time usage. There's nothing like that in your brain, because although as human beings we're pretty smart, when it comes to primitive stuff, we are not. So try to develop an empathy for you and the people around you. Don't be too quick to judge. If you or someone else is scrolling too much or they don't really look like themselves, maybe there's an underlying issue that needs to be addressed. If you are struggling with phone addiction or screen time addiction, try to understand that blaming yourself and feeling bad about yourself and hating yourself is not gonna solve the problem. And number two is perfection versus awareness. Despite what a lot of people do, you don't have to delete everything and go berserk. Getting rid of your phone or your platforms or deleting your accounts might not really solve the issue. But what you need to do is stop being passive. You are your own creator. You have to take an active engagement in your life. Choose what you consume and try to be ruthless with it. Because if you don't do anything, algorithm will choose every single thing for you. So don't let the algorithm do everything for you. Try to take back some control over what you consume, over what you do online. If it means hitting not interested to some girls twerking on your Instagram, then so be it. If it means deleting the apps, only sticking to browser versions, then do it like that. That's what I do, for example, and people still get surprised, like, I didn't know that people don't know you can use a browser version. It doesn't have to be on your laptop. You can literally go to Safari, Instagram.com and use a browser version. If it means unfollowing or unsubscribing from the things that don't really interest you, then so be it. Become selective with what the big brother's trying to feed you. It's only by taking an active approach that you're gonna be able to do anything in this type of scenario. Because if you want to just fight the whole thing, no, my urges, I'm gonna be able to overcome them. It's all good. I know how to control myself, my emotions, etc., etc. And using social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, those things, no, they don't really do anything to me. If you say something like that, you probably don't realize the scale of the issue. You have one single brain, and even though it's amazing, it has its flaws, its instincts, its cues, primal behavioral patterns. And those things can easily be manipulated if you pour billions and billions into research and development, into experts and people who know how to manipulate a human brain. Be the active creator of your environment, because if you're not, you will become the passive target of a psyop orchestrated by the algorithms. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.